Cleveland Browns have been struggling for a long time. In 2016, they went 1-15. In 2017, it somehow didn't get any better as they went 0-16, and they scored the least points of any team in the NFL.
For the entirety of my life, it's been a comical atrocity. My name is Manny. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I've been a Cleveland Browns fan for my whole life. There's been just no level of remote success for the entire time I've been alive.
But the Browns didn't always suck. In the pre-Super Bowl era, the team won 8 league championships, and one of the great running backs of all time, Jim Brown, spent his entire career in Cleveland, where he was named MVP 3 times.
That's like before my time, so all I know is failure.
You got to have a vision how you want to develop your football team, and I don't think the Browns ever had that blueprint.
Terry Bradshaw is an NFL Hall of Famer who led the Pittsburgh Steelers to 4 Super Bowl wins, and he knows a thing or two about starting at the bottom. When the Steelers signed him in 1970, they were the worst team in the league.
When you make bad drafts, when you don't have a vision of how you want to build your football team, this is what you get into.
In 1995, when Bill Belichick was the coach, the Browns packed up and moved to Baltimore, where the team became known as the Ravens. 4 years later, the Browns were back in Cleveland as an expansion team. But since 1999, the Browns have had only 1 playoff appearance.
Their badness has defied all logic. It's been a combination of management, coaching, awful drafting. I think the easiest way to pin down the Browns' struggles since they moved back in 1999 is an inability to find a quarterback. They have a tendency to try and get the flashy player that isn't going to succeed. Brady Quinn, Johnny Manziel, these were guys that were like big names in college football that like people were excited to see in the pros and really crashed and burned quickly.
Whether it was through poor scouting or coaching, the Browns franchise has notoriously struggled with their first-round picks over the years. And with the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Browns selected quarterback Baker Mayfield. But the team isn't betting at all on their rookie QB. Instead, they're focusing on the long game, letting Mayfield develop behind starting veteran Tyrod Taylor.
Those moves indicate to me that they're finally planning and like thinking about the Cleveland Browns beyond the next 8 weeks. That's one of the reasons I think this iteration of the Browns might actually be the one to buck the trend.
There was a slight glimmer of hope in Week 1 when the Browns tied the Steelers in the first opening game of the regular season without a loss since 2004.
You know, they're on the right track, just keep putting the pieces of it together. Josh Gordon came back, the wide receiver. You're talking about a weapon. Their tight end is pretty good. Their running back is pretty good. They're slowly getting better, so don't be surprised. The Browns could win 5 or 6 games, I think.
All I want this year is like 5 or 6 wins, honestly. A lot of people are wanting the Browns to go to the playoffs this year, but for me, I just get a couple wins. For some reason, I think this is one of those situations where it's like the past 20 years have been horrible, but it's darkest before the dawn.